Hi, Julia.
Hi, Pedro.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Has there happened anything crazy lately?
This week, have you heard what Trump has said now?
Oh, I saw that one too. Yeah, yeah. No, I think everybody saw it. But if somebody missed it, maybe we should play that one because
Yeah, we definitely should because
that
it's
was so
crazy.
that was so freaking crazy. I mean, seriously. So here it goes.
Now in the most respected nation anywhere in the world by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect the president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 35, 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented. It was a great meeting. But the countries respected together. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it right behind me. Does anybody behind me have anything, Pam? Would you like to say something?
Yeah.
Oh, God. European leaders jokingly call Trump president of Europe. What European leaders?
Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump has so many imaginary friends that it's amazing.
Or should we rather ask what has he been smoking so we can stay far away from that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what kind of drug cocktail he's getting, because that could not be further away from the truth. I mean,
I think we need a little bit of reality check on what European public opinion is on Trump and US under Trump and stuff.
there isn't. I mean, this is one of the polls that you gave me the link, but I haven't seen lots of polls because we should start polling that one more. This is US based what they did, and that is the overall favorability measured. But if we take the European trust in political leaders, two leaders are at the end of the list is.
No, on a scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, on your opinion, that if asked people, you see here that Donald Tusk, Keir Starmer and Mette Frederiksen have a 4.8 rating. And you have quite a few leaders here that but Donald Trump is rated at a 2.4 average.
And if it's from 0 to 10, you can basically think that.
No, it's a 2.6, but yeah, it's 2.6. Still low.
So it's like 26%. But then Vladimir Putin is 1.5. We have to say that one. So.
Oh yeah.
It's completely. Yeah, they are the last ones.
But 2.6 is lower.
yeah, he's definitely not. First of all, we don't have European Union doesn't have a president in that way like the USA. thinks that the president is, because that's not how the EU works.
And also saying that him saying that like, oh, but they call me the president of Europe. Who does that? Firstly, and secondly, we have never elected him. And even if we would have been able to vote in the US presidential election, I think the rest of the world would have voted for Harris.
Yeah, there was this link what you found, that if you were to vote in the American election for president, who would you vote for? And well, Sweden 81% for Kamala Harris and 9% Donald Trump. Latin America 72% for Kamala Harris and 16% for Donald Trump. Western Union,
Western Europe.
Western Europe. Sorry, that's a different company. But Western Europe, 69% for the Kamala Harris and 16% for Donald Trump. And Eastern Europe, 41% for Kamala Harris and 36% for Donald Trump. That's a little bit. But even in Arab world, 44% Kamala Harris and 38% Donald Trump. West Asia, 29% for Kamala Harris and 25% for Donald Trump. I don't know who is the third person that they would vote, because that West Asia is quite low. South Asia is 56% for Kamala Harris, 33% Donald Trump. North Asia is 63% Kamala Harris and 18% Donald Trump. So total is 54 for Kamala Harris in the world and 26 for Donald Trump.
And this poll was done in October 2024.
Yeah.
Right before the US election.
Yeah. So that's a correct poll to have. I think these numbers would be even worse if they would be now, because the Donald Trump crashed everything. So
not the highest support for Trump in the world was found in Serbia, 59%, Hungary, 49%, Bulgaria, 49%, Kazakhstan, 44%, in Russia, 43% would have voted Trump, whereas only but only 12% would have voted Harris in Russia.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course it's like Serbia and Hungary and where Trump was the most popular.
So Putin only got. No, I was thinking that the Russian numbers. The Serbia, Hungary,
Serbia, Hungary, Bulgaria, and Kazakhstan.
Yeah, but I think those numbers have changed also.
I hope so.
Because
we need to remember that this was in October. This was before
everything else.
All hell broke loose when it comes to Trump.
Yeah. So nobody wants to have him as a president of anything. That's quite clear.
But this also shows how unpopular he is in the rest of the world outside of the US.
Yeah.
And
when it goes like this, that the European threat perception of Trump and Putin, Donald Trump is a very big threat. It's 44% who thinks that Donald Trump is a very big threat. Very big threat is 29%, and not much of a threat is only 14%, and not a threat at all is 8%, and don't knows are 6%. When
Yeah, that's quite telling.
yeah, and compare it to Vladimir Putin, it's a very big threat is 61%, fairly big threat is 21%, and not much of a threat is only 8%, and not a threat at all is 4%, and don't knows are 4%. So
Yeah.
and when you count those 44 plus 29 for Trump, that's 73% thinks that he is some kind of threat. And 51% thinks that he's an enemy of Europe. So that's, and 38%. Oh, sorry, 9% is a friend of Europe. So if you compare that one, if you have an enemy of Europe is 51%, so then, yeah, you don't get elected. It's a fairly straightforward that you don't get elected.
No, but that also, that should be enough to like show that, I mean, the Europeans don't particularly like Trump.
Yeah, we don't elect criminals. We have laws against having criminals as presidents, because they cannot. If you're convicted, then you can't be a candidate. First of all, and how many times Donald Trump has now the felon? 32 or 34 times. I don't know. I can't remember it now exactly. 32 or 34, or was it 36? Convicted.
The number of felons that he's got, I don't remember exactly, but I can do a quick Google search on Donald Trump number of felons if you entertain the listeners in the meantime.
Yeah.
You can always tell them a joke about Swedish people. That would be appreciated.
I don't have. This is the. Yeah, I mean, come on. What did you do? I mean, Finland is. Finland was. Where was it?
Are you trying to tell the joke that like Finland,
No,
Sweden has the best neighbors in the world, and Finland has Sweden?
Swedish. So they are so lucky because they really have the best neighbors in the world. Yeah, absolutely. And then we have Sweden. But Denmark.
And the number of felonies like the Trump has is 34 felony counts.
34, okay.
In just the hush money scandal.
Yeah, that disqualifies a person in Europe very quickly.
Especially considering that these things that he was convicted of were related to like bribing somebody because he didn't want that his affair like with this woman should come out because it would have hurt his election campaign in 2016. 2015, 2016.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about that, what happened in France, so there was a corruption case against Marine Le Pen, and that took her. She could not become a candidate in the elections. It took automatically away the candidacy.
What was she convicted of? Because I think it was...
There was a bribery now, actually. I just remembered that one, that case.
Let's see, conviction. Oh, Marine Le Pen's embezzlement conviction.
Yeah.
It's even juicier than bribery, it's embezzlement.
And so they took her right to be candidate, and that is if you think about Donald Trump and the way how he handles how he handles the money, yeah. If Marine Le Pen gets that conviction, so then Donald Trump is a treasure trove. Absolutely.
And that's only like 34 conviction for the hush money case. That does not factor in like when he was trying to overturn democracy in the US and all the other things that he's done, because his the trial against him for January the 6th, that one was pushed back because he was running for president again, so he was never tried for that. They just pushed it back.
And this is a massive difference between Europe and USA, because in Europe they would have rushed the, or not. I mean, they would definitely have gone with the with that, because
I know in Norway there was an opposition leader who had to resign because he was convicted of shoplifting.
No, I can't remember that one, but yeah. And wasn't there something in Sweden also?
Are you talking about Mona Sahlin? Where, this was a while back, but if it's what you're thinking about, it was the then leader of like the Social Democrats, opposition leader. But this was before. This was.
But she was accidentally using using the
accidentally.
Okay, well, using
her credit card that was used for like her public costs.
Yeah.
Like her public expenses, and she was using that privately.
Yeah, and
there was a major scandal, like according like the Toblerone scandal, which we called it in Sweden, because she'd been buying like Toblerone among other things.
Yeah, and she had to resign.
Oh, she resigned.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that in Finland, one prime minister, Rinne, he lied in front of the parliament, and he had to resign. So, I mean, if in our democracies, people who buys the Toblerone or lies once in the parliament, and so they have to resign, and you have a Donald Trump who is constantly lying, constantly.
I think it would be easier to take the number of times Donald Trump has actually said something truthful, rather than to count all the times he's lied.
Yeah, but that would be something like less than 10 times.
Yeah, I think you could count it on like the fingers of your hands, like the number he's been truthful, honestly. Because
why I haven't? I mean, once I was thinking that I will make that list, but I didn't do it. But there was one. What did he say? And I have to look into that one, because he said something what was like, okay, that is correct. But
But you also have Trump's total disregard for the Constitution and total disregard for like the law in general.
If you are involved with the insurrection, what happened in the South Korea, for example, they arrested the president. And now he is waiting for the verdict, and so they automatically removes the president in a democracy. But okay, USA is not a democracy, so that's another story. But that is automatically. There is no way to escape from it. You have to be arrested, and you have to wait until you're convicted. And then, so South Korea did it. They did it automatically when their president tried.
Didn't Brazil also do it with Bolsonaro?
Sorry?
Didn't Brazil also do it with Bolsonaro?
Yeah, Bolsonaro is now waiting for the trial, And that's why Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is a friend of Bolsonaro, so
Of course he is.
he now had these tariffs for the Brazilian coffee, and which is fantastically stupid because now the coffee prices went up, and but that is also disgusting because he's trying to intervene the Brazilian courts, the justice system, as an
Yep.
outsider. So
No, he's trying to use tariffs to pressure Brazil
yeah.
into letting Bolsonaro off the hook.
But we will definitely help the Brazil, so we will double our coffee consumption, so that they don't have to waste their coffee beans.
That's quite a task for Finland, considering you already drink the most coffee in the world.
No, that we're perfect with that one. So Brazil, greetings to Brazil. we just double our consumption and no problem. So that problem is solved. But it's
No, but it's bizarre, quite frankly, that he's trying to like pressure Brazil into
you remember?
like
Yeah, it's
the pressuring. He's trying to press what he's doing is that he's trying to use tariffs
well, that,
to pressure Brazil into not convicting Bolsonaro and letting him walk free. And for those who doesn't know what Bolsonaro has done, what hasn't he done? Because I think we need a little bit of we need a few like points of what Bolsonaro has actually done in Brazil.
well, if you think, I mean, if we summarize, I don't want to talk about Bolsonaro so much because, but he, first of all, he's one of these Putin's guys like Donald Trump is, and he's doing methods exactly what Putin and Donald Trump is doing. So he's and Orban and Fico and all of these. So he's basically a Russian puppet. And when he's, if you lose the elections, then you have to try to do the insurrection and become the dictator. And that's what he tried to do. And Brazil, but he was not successful. And now he's waiting for the trial. Same thing what happened in South Korea. The president is waiting for, ex-president is waiting for trial. And this is what should have happened in the European, not the European Union, I mean, in the USA, is that he should have been, Donald Trump should be in prison by now.
But something that they did that in Brazil, they didn't like, because on January the 8th in 2023, like Bolsonaro supporters stormed federal government buildings and calling for a coup.
Yeah.
Because they claimed that Bolsonaro was the rightful winner of the election. And in response to that, the Superior Electoral Court of Brazil blocked Bolsonaro from seeking office until 2030 for attempting to undermine the validity of the election through his unfounded claims of voter fraud.
Yeah.
This is what should have happened to Trump.
Yeah. Automatically.
And this is what Brazil managed to pull this off, and South Korea managed to pull this off.
Yeah.
But no, not the US. That's quite embarrassing for them, honestly.
Yeah, the justice system simply doesn't work. Okay, if you have an ordinary person driving too fast, and you have like 3 strikes, so then you get to go to prison, and then if it's big enough, so then there is nothing happens. That is the insane thing.
But something else that's scary about Trump is how he's just been able to turn, like, the US, he's got the US to turn its back on Europe and on its allies. And I don't think I've ever, I was trying to look for similar cases in modern times since after Second World War. of a leader making a U-turn this drastic when it comes to who their military allies are, and I couldn't find anyone.
But we have to remember that this what we have now is because of the Second World War. It is the aftermath. You had a very good point there that if we would have had a joint support for Poland in 1939, then things would not have happened. It's Poland and Finland both were countries that were attacked, and when Poland tried to get support, to get support to help, they didn't get any. And then the same thing with Finland. When Finland tried to get help, Finland didn't get any. It was we were like Poland and Finland were completely left into their own,
left your own devices. I mean, I know that there were I know that Finland unofficially got some help from volunteers, but it nearly wasn't enough.
Well, Finland first contacted the UK, and it was Finland was turned down. Then Finland contacted the USA, and Finland was turned down. And then Finland contacted the Germany, and Finland didn't know about the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact that Germany and Russia had done a deal where they divide the Europe. So it was also denied. And Poland, of course, Germany attacked first because they didn't trust Stalin, so they had to rush through to get the to divide the Poland, and then Stalin attacked. But here is the thing: what happened now when we have the European Union is that this cannot happen again. And now Ukraine was outside of the European Union, but still, when Russia attacked, we started to rally support for Ukraine. But
that is because the support for Ukraine is down to the fact that we understand that Ukraine's future is quite important for the future of European security, because if Russia managed to get Putin, I should say, managed to get his way in Ukraine, or somewhat managed to get out of it with an agreement that favors Russia, we'll have more. I mean, there will be more attacks.
Yeah,
and we will have a lot worse things to deal with.
Yeah, not only in the Europe. You have to remember that Russia has a border dispute with all of its neighbors, and those neighbors are Norway, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Sweden, Germany, Poland, Belarus, of course the Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, China, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, even the USA, and Canada. And then there is, I actually would like to contact the SIPRI about that, how many border conflicts or conflicts Russia has in the world, because I have one number in my head, and that is 400. So it's Russia is threatening everybody, basically.
Yeah, but Russia is, but this is with Russia is and this is also with not Trump, but I mean Putin. It's easy to get those two mixed up. Should say something about Trump. But something that Putin wants to make his legacy is that he wants to restore the Soviet Union to its former glory, whatever that means.
Yeah. It has never been a glorious nation in any way, but when we make the connection with Donald Trump and Putin, I mean, Donald Trump is doing Putin's work. He's working for Putin, and everything, all the agenda comes from Moscow. What he's doing, and you have to if you think about that, you have Orban in Hungary. He gets the orders from Moscow, what to do and what to say next. And USA is the bigger country, but it's still like Hungary or so that Donald Trump gets his talking points directly from Moscow. So he's a Moscow puppet completely.
And even when he isn't acting as a Moscow puppet, he's a blithering idiot.
Yeah. And
he is quite skilled at sowing as much chaos as he can.
Yeah, and angering everybody. It's
So I'm not sure that he's always acting purely in the interest of Moscow, but even when he doesn't, he is fantastic at just messing everything up and being a turtle idiot.
Yeah, with Donald Trump, we have to remember that he has the other agenda. And the other agenda, the first agenda is the Moscow, but the second agenda is me, myself, me. So he's thinking about getting rich, money. He wants to have money and lots of money, and he wants to be the biggest mafia boss. And that's the agenda for him is that how can he get more fake gold or fool's gold.
But that's also something that I've been thinking about with Putin a lot, and I think I mentioned this before in an early episode. But the fact that Trump could launch his own crypto coin as president of the US, or have his own crypto coin, because I don't remember if he launched it before his election or right after he was elected.
I can't remember now.
But it was launched at about the same time as when he was elected.
I think it was after. I might be wrong, so put it in the comments, people. Was it before or after? Because honestly, I cannot remember.
But what I'm finding so appalling about it is that it's a blatant conflict of interest, and essentially saying, "Hey, I'm corrupt. Here is how you give me more money."
Yeah, and then
to buy my loyalty.
And at the same time, he goes after the dollar, and he's trying to wreck it, and he's seriously successful with it. And it's a conflict.
No, he is wrecking the dollar because on behalf of the crypto industry.
Yeah.
Because if the dollar collapses, a lot more of the wealthy people are going to move their assets into crypto.
But we have now we have the European Union and we have the euro, and when we remember one thing is people are like, can Euro be the one, become the leading currency? We have to remember what money is. Money is all about trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have money. If you have trust, then everything is fine. And now the trust for the US dollar is going down, but the trust for the euro is going up. People trust how it works and this. I mean, if we think about the support for the European Union, in the Eurozone is 82%. And that's sky high. That is an old number. I think that it's gone up or even more, and that's a historical thing. So we who live in the Eurozone, we trust the currency, and we trust that how it works, and.
But something else that's important when you talk about the currency is not only trust, but it is that it has to be predictable and it needs to have a relatively relatively stable value over time.
Yeah, stability. So that, it has to.
Because what's happening, and this is where like it's the same on the stock market, but what happens when you see a currency that's starting to collapse is that investors and banks start moving their assets out of this currency as well to save their skin, which means that the value plummets even more.
Yeah, and euro is a reserve currency, and but if we think that the European security, I mean, the European security and we want the euro first of all to be flat, and now we are investing to the security things, because cooperation, military, I mean the defense cooperation. We have it was something like 1 year ago when former president of Finland made this program for the European civilian protection and defense. So we have been starting to build on that. That was 1 year ago, and it's now moving very quickly, fast. It was European Parliament accepted it, and a commission, and Sauli Niinistö is the special advisor for the commission, and so you could not have more trust than what Europe has. I mean, if we think about the Donald Trump, that how do we trust him? No, I mean,
no.
Would I give any money for him?
I would give him money to resign.
No, I would just remove him. But
no, but like if there was like a fundraiser intended to bribe him into resigning as president, I might actually want to give money to that one. But that's like those like the only circumstance in which I would want to give him any money.
Some kind of presidential prison we could spend money on, but yeah, no, it's I would, as an investment, investing money, I would not give anything, because he has this idea that he can keep 90% and you get 10%.
But he also has a track record with money that's not particularly. Yeah. I mean, his track record is pretty bad.
Yeah, it goes bankrupt more than often. But
I think, I don't remember this number of bankruptcies exact, but I think it's something like 7. You can, if you know, please write it in the comments, his exact number of bankruptcies, but I think it's something like 7 or more.
Yeah, well, Trump University was completely banned and dissolved.
That was a scam.
Yeah, it was a complete scam.
Because you didn't actually get any like valuable education from signing up to those courses.
Yeah, it was complete. Yeah, I mean, I should not laugh. Absolutely, because there was poor people who lost their money. Students who tried to, they told that they will get some kind of education, and then they were completely scammed. That was horrible. But this is why you have to have laws and regulations and standards. What we have in Europe, that that you get something, and if you don't get something, then we will go after you. and I
have some kind of good news from Sweden, or like. It's that the Swedish Consumer Agency has suggested to the government that they ban telemarketing.
No!
I'm all for it.
No!
As somebody who's worked in telemarketing, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like, how do you get all those bargains and stuff?
You mean there's offers that are never good?
Well, yeah. When the telephone company calls you and offers you something, so yeah. But there has to be rules and regulations with that one.
Yeah, and the alternative that the the alternative that the Swedish Consumer Agency has suggested to the government, if they don't entirely ban telemarketing, is that they should not be able to call you unless you've been explicitly given your consent. So it should be an opt-in rather than an opt-out.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
So you need to give your consent, like, do you want your phone provider to be able to call you with, like, additional offers, or do you want, like,
because
companies to be able to call you?
I give you one example, and then we have to wrap up. But for example, I was working in one ferry company, and the marketing department had really screwed up. There was this rock cruise with excellent artists, but they forgot to send these the marketing material to the press somehow. So they didn't sell any tickets to that cruise because nobody knew about it. They forgot to advertise
Oh God!
and so they panicked, and they were like, "Oh my God! How are we gonna save this? We have all these artists, fantastic artists, and the ship is ready, but there's nobody. There's no passengers." So what they did, they told to the crews of the other ships that, hey, we will give free tickets each. Like four tickets, I mean, as many tickets as you can possibly want, but you have to call your friends and ask them that would they like to come to this cruise, and so they get free tickets, and they get free cabin and everything, like, because they have to fill the ship. And I called my friends that, hey, do you want to go? And when they said yes, I said that, okay, now you have for example, 2 tickets, and have fun. And then I called another. So that was kind of telemarketing in that way. So I called them, all my friends through that, who wants to go, and then gave tickets to them. That, here you go. And it was a wild success. It was fantastic success. The sales of the ship was made record highs because everybody had the free cabin and free ticket, so they spent the money in the restaurants. So
no, obviously, like, that's what I'm gonna say. They're going to spend money on food and drinks if you do that.
So that was.
So it's not going. So that is gonna work, but I don't think that's really comparable to, like, telemarketing.
Yeah, but that was telemarketing.
Because telemarketing is very much taking advantage of the fact that, like, for instance, you call senior citizens.
Yeah, and then
you are so lonely that they say yes because you called them, and they're just happy somebody called.
Yeah, and that's there must be laws in that. But hey, this is amazing. Donald Trump is not going to be the president of the Euro. Never.
And the fact that he's been claiming that he's called that, I mean, it's delusional.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, like, what the hell has he been taking just so the rest of us can stay as far away from it as possible?
And it's another insult. He's delivering insults all the time. I mean, we don't take these kind of things, we are angry.
We shouldn't take them too seriously. One hand.
Yeah, but it's an insult to tell that we would ever consider Donald Trump to become our president, ever. Like
or like that he should have that respect that he claims.
No, it's
that, like, they even called me the president of Europe. It's like, no.
And lying about it, that's.
I wonder who said that. Rhetorical question, by the way.
It's imaginary. It's completely imaginary. He made it up. You can see when he lies and when he says things like this, he made it up completely, and that is he's one of his tactics. But hey, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, you need to go.
I need to go, and but we will definitely continue this because there is much more in this. this Donald Trump, there is the landfill is so huge that there is lots of things what we have to talk about. But yeah, he's not going to be the president of the European Union. And hey, Julia, thank you.
Thank you for like your time as well, and like thank you for this episode.
Yeah, I mean this is.
We need to mention the shop and the Reddit and all of that before we go, I think.
Yeah, I mean go and see pietroindustries.eu. There's some fantastic stuff, and that keeps that helps us to keep the lights on. And but check the mark, the animal mark there. That's brilliant. If not me, who? If not now, when? That's the motto. So, Julia, thank you, and have a good day.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.